Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me and picking me as your pilot today. We'll be taking off from the static carrier off of the coast of San Diego, which is just over there in the distance. Today we're going to be taking off and we're going to be flying our 50-hour flight. Now, for some people this seems like nothing, but I wanted to go ahead and document mine, so go ahead and buckle up. Thank you for picking me as your pilot today, Sierra 1254. Today, like I mentioned before, we are on the static Miltech Super Carrier 78, and this is going to be the static carrier. As you see here, you have the crew working hard and hardly working. So over here we got some static aircraft that are real beautiful. We got some F-18s. We got this one over here that's ready for a sortie right before we do. They are going to be taking Cat 1 right there to the left in front of us, which is the two catapults right there. So Cat 1 and Cat 2. We're going to be taking Cat 3, this longer one, back here, so this way we can get a nice long takeoff for you guys for the 50th flight hour. Without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce you guys to the aircraft. Although we've showed this off plenty of times, there's nothing too fancy about her. We started with her, and I figured it was only right to come back to her. After flying so many sorties now with the F-16, 22, 35, even the A-10. If you guys are curious in that, go ahead and check out the channel and on the playlist. But I figured it'd be really nice to go ahead and hop back into her, start right where we began, and go ahead and fly her and take her off. We'll be doing some nice little basic flight maneuvers with her today. Nothing too crazy, but we will be taking off from here in the static carrier, and we will be moving and making our way all the way in the distance over there. About 328.14 nautical miles is Luke Air Force Base in Phoenix, Arizona. That'll be our final landing over there. I have a little bit of love for her over there, seeing as how I am a Phoenix native myself, and plus with how fast we'll be flying, and we only have to maybe refill once depending on what we'll have to do for our basic flight maneuvers. We should be able to make it there within an hour, and we have one more hour and then we'll be able to hit it. So currently right now we're about 49 hours, so we should be able to hit her within an hour of this video. So go ahead and buckle up, join me today, and without further ado, let's go ahead and start this bad boy. Hopping back in the cockpit here. Before we go ahead and take off, just like all my other videos, I am going to be flying with the T-HOTUS flight stick and throttle as well, so I can have a little bit more control over her as I fly. Alright, let's go ahead and start up this pig. It has been a while, sweetheart, hasn't it? Hello. Alright, battery on to the right, go over back and flip on APU. You'll have to excuse me, I am still playing on Xbox. We'll let APU start up. While we do that, we'll go over here. We'll start messing with all of our lights. We will be flying a little bit into the night. As soon as we get more into the Phoenix area, we should be getting more into the sunset, so I want to make sure that my panels and lighting is going to be good. I'll have to go ahead and adjust my helmet mounted display as we go along, but for right now we'll just adjust the panels. Warning lights are good. Do a little test. She's good. That's fine there. We'll go ahead and leave her. Good positive response on the stick. Looks like APU is green. Before we start, we're going to go ahead, and I like to have my fuel on this side. Everyone can pick which other side they want to, but I like my fuel on the right hand side. So we're going to go ahead and have our fuel up there, and we'll go ahead and do that nice little start to left engine. Left engine should be spooling up here very, very shortly. Down there on the bottom, we can start checking temp. Temp is rising. NOS is rising. Looks like it's good. RPMs are going to be going up. Temperature is rising. And we'll go ahead and wait until engine number 1 is about 20% here, spooling up there for the paint job, and livery that I have on the outside here. This is going to be the, I believe it's the Top Hatter Centennials. I forgot where they're out of. I think it's Loomis or something like that. But it was an excellent, nice, beautiful paint job here with that nice gray coloring with the black and red on it. I just really liked it, so I want to go ahead and throw it on there. It is going to be VFA 14, so if anyone is curious to look up more about that flight squadron, go ahead and look that up. It is VFA 14. So very nice paint job. This livery was an addition that came whenever I bought the different pack there. So with the pack, go ahead and look her on up in Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace. You'll be able to find her. I don't know the name currently right now. Looks like we have a good positive start on engine number 1. We'll go ahead and flip her over into right. While we do that, we'll go ahead and start messing around. Take her back. It has been a while since I played around with her, which I thought would be pretty fun. See if we can throw up data. No, not right now. Okay, copy. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just do basic then. Let's throw up HUD. So the same shit that we have up there. Let's go ahead and implement down there. I'm not going to mess with that too much. We'll leave that to... and that's inoperable. HUD brightness. Go ahead and turn it about 75. We hear engine number 2 spooling up now, almost about 15%. That's good. Inoperable. Alright, so we're not going to mess around with too much of this today. We are going to be flying basically manually with all the maneuvers that we have to do, but we are going to be following all of the regulations and such that we have to do here. So that's good. Our heading is going to be all the way back around. That'll be fine for right now. Heads up display is okay. Dull it back just a little bit. That can get very, very blinding as soon as the sun starts going down. Alrighty, copy. Looks like we have a good positive start there. Back here, make sure everything is good. Should be good. That's good. Go ahead and uncage that. She's sitting pretty. And we'll go ahead and make sure that our chart lights, that's good. Double check. And we'll be going and making sure that our navigation lights are good. Which I believe backside here. Air, good there. It has been a while since I have flown you, girl. Struggling to find your navigation lights right now. Alrighty, girl. We're not going to go ahead and worry about you right now then. Looks like we'll be flying without. We have our wings up. Looks like we're good. Before we start, we are going to take off, like I mentioned before, with the Cat 3 launch. So that's going to be there in the back. As we see right there, we go ahead and dip our eyes. We see a little bit of the flight crew over there start to set up. If you guys are a little bit more interested, a little bit more in detail, you guys can check out the carrier and even the first video that we started out with the F-18 on this channel. So it's actually kind of funny. This is going to be my first sortie that I've flown by myself without my wingman Peach. So shout out Peach. I am growing up there. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a quick taxi on and off, make sure that she's good. What we're going to do is we are going to move the stick and look right there and make sure nose wheel steering is off. And so we're just going to move her around, make sure we get a nice positive response from everything before we start moving around and taxiing our way. That's going to be good. Flaps are going to be fine. Not going to be worried about any of that other stuff right now. Okay, we should be gravy. All right, we're going to go ahead, contact ATC, and we're going to announce our taxi. All right, we're going to go ahead and pop up our carrier. We're going to go right here, put on quick taxi, and put her in the corner. Now from here, we should have control very nicely to turn the aircraft whichever way. We're going to go and start taxiing our way right over there to Cat 3. Nice and gently. Let's take off that brake. Should just be able to turn her. The F-18 Super Hornet definitely does not like to turn as soon as you get her into higher gear there on the ground. But for the quick taxi for the Miltech super carriers, it is a glorious thing that they have. Usually right now we would have a flight director be go ahead and directing us where to go while we taxi, but for right now we do have them over there awaiting us to go ahead and line up. Go ahead and go to the resting wire 3. Start to turn there slightly. Little bit on the throttle. A little bit back down. All this is stick work right now. Go ahead, now we see our flight director lining us up there on Cat 3. A little bit off. Go ahead and recenter. Make sure that we have the best takeoff possible. There, he's telling us to hold, go up, turn the nose, turn the nose, turn the nose, and we'll leave her right there. Go ahead and put her in park. Looks like that'll be good for right now. We're going to go ahead and put down our wings. Go and get our wings retracting now. To go ahead and we got our wings down. We are going to put the launch bar down. Launch bar is going to be down. I'm going to go ahead and try to rotate just a little bit more so this way we can go ahead and line up. That's down. It's good. Launch bar is down. Parking brake set. We'll let ATC know what's going on. Looks like there's no stoppage. We're good. We'll go ahead and continue. We'll pop up Miltech here and we'll be able to give them that nice green light. From there, we'll get that nice little lineup. We'll go ahead and wait while they put in the data. From here, we're going to want to make sure that our parking brake is on once again. From here, we should be in tension. Go and look back. They're good and solid. See anything else? Go ahead and double check our weight. 95% fuel, total max takeoff weight is going to be 46,000 in 95 and decreasing. Alright, looks like we're good. We're going to go ahead and wipe out the flight controls really quickly. See the aircraft freaking out there just a little bit because we have quick taxi still on. Go ahead and make sure we wipe out those flight controls there before we take off, so this way everything is cleared. If there's any issues, it'll run through. Go ahead and troubleshoot that. Looks like we're good. No issues. Flight stick is good. Go ahead and give them a thumbs up. Nice little nod. And we'll go ahead and we are going to ready for takeoff. Sarah 1254 ready for takeoff. Cat launch 3 degree 348. Full throttle. Full afterburner. Sierra 1254 full green light. Good to go. Good to go. Let's do it.
Power.
Go ahead and increase to about 500 feet. We're going to go ahead and maintain our current heading. And once we are about 5 to 7 miles out from carrier, we'll be able to have a free stick. Alright, looks like we got free stick. Go ahead and just do a nice little turn there. We'll go ahead and start bleeding off some air. Let ATC know that we are free. That's going to be a council. I want to go ahead and pick position instead of final. Announce position. We called out a touch and go for the carrier over there, but we are not going to be doing a touch and go. We're just going to be keep on continuing. Fuel is going to be about 84%. Go ahead and get a nice little heading. Turning towards Luke Air Force Base, Phoenix. Now they're up in the air. We're going to go ahead and double check everything. The launch bar is retracted. Looks like she does that by herself. Thank God. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and try to conserve as much fuel as possible. We're going to go ahead and just do a nice little vertical speed of about 1,000. We're going to get to about an altitude of nice 15. And then we'll start doing our basic flight maneuvers there for you guys. Do some nice sharp G turns. We're going to want to get our airspeed up to at least Mach 1. Increasing both engines 1 and 2 to 90%. Fuel 83. AOA 1 degree, G's is about 1, flaps 3, trim negative 3%, altitude is about 13,000, and vertical speed is 2. While we have a second and we're building up that altitude, go ahead and pop up VFR here. So we are slightly off track from the VFR line that we have. But if we notice from where we're at here, and if we just keep following this way, there's a lot of traffic over there near, I think that's LAX over there. So we're definitely going to avoid all that. We're flying a nice little path here. Looks like there's not much for different aircraft. We should just be able to follow her all the way until we get to Luke right there. So although we're a little off, it'll be okay because we're heading in the same general direction. And Luke is a base that I know very, very well. And I've flown a sortie from Miramar, which is a naval base not too far away, or it's a Air Force base or naval base. I always mix it up, but it's Miramar right there in California. And me and Peach do a lot of sorties back and forth, so I know this path a lot. I could probably fly her without VFR, but for namesake, we're just going to go ahead and do her there. So we're about 16,000 feet now, engine's about 99%, fuel 80. Probably going to be killing some. We're going to go ahead and try to at least go ahead and we get to about 300 nautical miles, and we'll go ahead and get to a nice level playing field there. Speed is still not up to where we want to. We're going to go initiate afterburner. We're going to be burning some fuel here just a little bit. Going to get that airspeed up there nice and easy. Just past Mach 1.3. Fuel 77. Going to be doing our first basic flight maneuver. We're going to be going and taking a nice right-hand turn, trying to stick to about 3-4 Gs, and then we'll be going and branching up in altitude, and then we'll be going and diving right back down. 3, 2, 1. Hold 3.3 Gs, and turning back and straight up about 5. There you go. Still doing strong. Dropping airspeed. Alrighty, we're going to be doing a nice left-hand turn down below us, probably about 8 o'clock. And diving back down in 3, 2, 1. Pulling back that throttle. Nice back turn, killing that airspeed. And push it in. And turn it back now. Altitude is about 35, about a little bit higher than what we want to, but that is okay. We'll be able to do some fancier shit now. Go initiate afterburners again, get our airspeed up. Nice barrel roll here. Dive back down. Go to about 45. Go ahead and keep this angle. Increase throttle. Vertical speed is about 5. Dropping rapidly. Turn back. Alright, hold on. Here we go. Nice 2G turn. Fuel 68. go. Full throttle afterburner. Climb to 18,000. And S maneuver in 3, 2, 1. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. There you go. There you go. Alright, not the best S maneuver, a little sloppy. Going to gain up some more of that airspeed there really quickly. Dive back down. Our objective is to constantly stay facing towards where we need to go, towards Luke over there in the distance. Alright, as we slowly come into land, not land the aircraft, but we have land right there below us, and we're finally just leaving the ocean side here. Go ahead and do some nice little maneuvers, crazy maneuvers, nothing so this way we don't risk the public below us. Get to about 18,000 feet again. Afterburner. Going and getting up that airspeed. And we're going to do some G stress. Go ahead and see if we can try to get up to at least 7, 8 Gs for a second there with the turns. And 3, 2, 1. Looks like it pulled almost 9 there. A little bit too much airspeed there with that little maneuver. That was a lot of stress there in that airframe. That is all the fun of this, though. Want to do a nice little left-hand turn. Six Gs. Fuck. Would you look at that? Alright, Sierra 1254. Looks like we have SWA30. It's going to be a B737. It looks like it's more than likely going to be a NPC plane. But it looks like we can have a little bit of fun with some interception here. Ah, I forgot. The 18 standard is demilitarized. I'm so used to the 22 and the 35 where you can do a little bit more. Alright, looks like we're going to have to go ahead and just play some make pretend here with her. Alright, Sierra 1254 moving into position. Looks like we have one bogey moving in to intercept, training only. Looks like to our benefit, bogey is going to be moving towards our target. Definitely wasting some fuel. Fuel is going to be about 51%. Bogey not intercepted by 45% fuel. Break off. Looks like he's descending also rapidly. He might be going into land. There you go. I got visual. Yeah, it looks like he's probably going to be going into land right there at that airport. He's coming down real low. Where are you going? Course readjusting back around to the south. Bogey's turning fucking hard. Air brake. One overshot. There's bogey. Go ahead and put him in weapons envelope. Get a lock. And there we go. Alright, well that was a little bit of fun there. A little bit of war crimes, but it's okay. It was an NPC plane. We weren't messing with anyone doing their flight. So it's okay. No harm, no foul. Sat there. We did overshoot her there a little bit. I wasn't too happy about that overshoot. That should have never happened. Should have got right there behind. Need a little bit more practice on that one. But other than that, we did re-correct. We did pretty good. And we moved on from there. Do have another aircraft right there. We have multiple aircraft in the air right there to our left hand, our right hand side, excuse me. It's going to be SWA2150 and it's going to be SKW3366 and one of them is an F-75I or 1. I believe it's an I and the other one is a B737. Course is still on par. We have 070 on compass. Engine's about 100%. We're going to be going and getting about 15,000. And as soon as we get to about 230 nautical miles away, we'll be able to level out very nice and easily. And we should be able to do a in-flight refueling. It's been a while since I messed with you, girl, hasn't it? Clear that out. Leave that how she is there. Alright, I want to be Mr. Technical and mess with the heads-up displays here. It's been a while since I messed with her, like I mentioned before, flying so many other sorties. Wanted to see if I could try to mess with the autopilot, but F-18 herself is a whole nother beast. And it is just not coming back to me mid-flight, so I don't want to sit there and jeopardize anything or risk the flight being about 36 minutes in right now to the sortie. We're going to go ahead and leave heads-up display as she is. Come on, we can figure this out. Is it you? DDI. It's you, right? AP. Go ahead and take you off. It's that, CNI, and then we want DDI once again. And we will... See, I would love to shut that off. So it should not be on. The aircraft in the sky right there that we're passing up. Alright, well, I guess we'll just keep her as she is for right now. Alright, we're about 21. We'll go ahead and start diving back down. We're about a little over since we were playing around with our heads-up display there. Start to dive back down. We're going to go ahead and try to hold about 400 knots while we do the refueling. And we'll be able to break off. We have a little bit more desert land as we start to come in here. A little bit more free. So we'll be able to go ahead and do some more fun maneuvers. Let the sun go ahead and nice little sunset, just preparing for sunset there behind us. Going to go to altitude about 20,000. We'll go in and refuel. Original was about 15,000 for altitude refuel. We're going to go ahead and auto-correct to 20. Go ahead and put that throttle back in detent. Just a little bit above detent. I'm gonna keep her about 330. Go and get her about level. Alright, very nice. So go ahead and start the refueling process. Unfortunately, we do not have a tanker. Looks like we're about fully refilled. Good to go. I'm going to give a nice little head nod. And we'll branch off. Go around east to about 112. Go ahead and if you see this desert landscape there in front of us, we're going to go ahead and play around right there in front of her as we continue towards Luke. About 42, almost 43 minutes into the sortie. We get up nice and speed here. Alright, you'll have to forgive me. This is going to be my first time kind of playing around with this here. But we're going to attempt nice little SAM maneuvers to avoid surface-to-air missiles that would potentially be on the ground. So I have to be up nice and high. And we'll be playing around with that now that we got... Here, let me go ahead and give you a better look. Now we got all this land to play around with here in front of us. Not going to be risking any civilian lives, so it looks like we should be good. Sierra 1254 going into basic flight maneuvers phase 2. Alrighty, well, here we go. Pull up. Turn. Turn. Keep up our airspeed. Going, getting warning, turning too much. Losing too much airspeed. back up. Woo. Calm down there. Alright, a little bit too much there. Calm her down. Dip her nose down, go ahead and try to gain up some more of that airspeed. This is just for style. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Yuma International, or MCAS over there, or not International. Yeah, oh, I actually think it is, yeah. MCAS and International's together. So we are officially in Arizona, or we probably have been for a while now. Now we have that beautiful sunset there behind us. We are now officially approaching 49 minutes, 15 seconds in our sortie. Go ahead and start to gain some more altitude. Now we're starting to get more back into civilian pop. Afterburner fuel is about 69%. We played around a little bit too much with fuel, but Luke is about 113.36 nautical miles away, so we will be good. All right, let's go a little bit more. There you go, girl. I know you can do it. Try to do a nice little dive bomb down. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. She went all the way around. That was unexpected. A little bit faster than what we wanted to there, but we whipped her around. There we go. That was a nice little almost 9G rotation there. Blood flow? What's that? Ooh, let's see what we can do. How high are we? Ooh, 37,000? Yeah, not doing that. Want to see if maybe we can intercept that right up there, that B38M. Yeah, they're about 37,000 feet. We're about 5. Yeah, we're not making that with about 46 fuel. Although, as we start to approach, this is a nice, beautiful dive her back there. Beautiful. Go and increase throttle there just a little bit. Trying to get up there in altitude. Vertical speed not too crazy, about 6,000. Alright, this is where we have to be careful with our fuel here. Now I have to do nothing too crazy. Those are about 43. We only have one refuel. We should be able to make it as long as we're not doing nothing too crazy. We definitely want to go ahead and get up in speed. We at least want to be like 440. Instead of dropping, go ahead and dump down that vertical speed there. Get about even. And as we come in, we got Luke right there, right off of our nose. Looks like heading is going to be a little bit away, but not too bad. Luke's going to be about 62.49 nautical miles away and closing. As we start to get in closer, we start to see those beautiful sights of Phoenix right there. You got dirt and mountains. And, if you look out to your right-hand side, we have grass, dirt, and mountains. But one hell of a sunset. a nice little bank. We're going to go ahead and start lining up. And I don't think we're going to be able to probably communicate with ATC just yet for Luke, but we can definitely try. Let's look on VFR and see if at least we have a good lineup. We definitely have a lot more popping up here. Now that we got Luke a little bit closer, let's see if she'll give us a runway here on VFR. I have to be a little bit closer for her. Go and just back that out to about right there, 20 nautical miles. Back that away, and we'll hit up ATC and see if we'll be able to talk with them. There she is. Copy. 2-1 right. Let's see if we can have this finally pop up for VFR. It's a shame that we can't get it to pop up any sooner. It's probably because we have to be a little bit closer. Just because I want to get that good line up there, but what are you going to do? Alright. Go ahead and set her on autopilot, and I will be right back. You gotta love it. Just like that. I didn't even have to press autopilot. This puppy just flies herself. Although we are going a little bit higher up in altitude than I'd like to. That is okay. I'd rather up in altitude, no stall, solid airspeed, than going towards the ground and ruining a $1 million aircraft and the 50-hour flight. So, successful. Looking at all this right now, definitely wish that I had one of those one of those like piss bags like the pilots have. I just recently learned about that because I was like, what the hell do pilots do if they have to piss and it's like 17 hours? They don't have like a little Dasani water bottle next to them. No, they have like a little tube and like a little piss apparatus. It's so crazy. So just imagine I got a little Capri Sun bottle down there filled with definitely not piss. Alright, as we come in, we finally see Luke. Looks like it's going to be visual. We're definitely going to have to slow ourselves down here just a little bit. We have a slightly unconventional landing here. Definitely coming a little bit higher than what we wanted to, but we can readjust her. It's okay. It's not exactly the landing angle that I am happy with. We will just do a go around, and we should have clearance enough because I don't think we're going to be able to get in at a good enough angle from here. This is real steep. We should be low enough already. We'll have to come in real low and then go back up. That's going to be unconventional. Go and verify with ATC. Want me to do runway 21 right. Yeah, I'm not necessarily happy with this landing angle. I'm not going to risk it either. We have about 36% for fuel. I'm not trying to go that unconventional. Put on that speed brake there for a second. Slow us down. Just a little bit there. Go ahead and just do a nice little go around. Wait for ATC to also give us some clearance. We do have a lot of activity over there in the distance. We do see Phoenix Goodyear. That is another big airport. Not too much activity, but the one thing you have to watch out for is there in the distance where the majority of aircraft like to come land here in Phoenix, and that is the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. We are officially 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 40 seconds into our sortie. We should have officially passed and got our full 50 hour of flight. Go ahead and increase there just a little bit. Airspeed a little bit slower than what I want to. Going to stalling speeds. That's not what we want. As we increase our airspeed there just slightly, go ahead and get a nice little lineup and give ourselves a beautiful final approach. Right there, once again, showing her off as always, a return in the series, Luke Air Force Base in all of her low poly grace. Going to get absolutely blinded by our fucking windshield, or our, got approved from ATC, going to radio them back. Go and start doing a nice turnaround here. Right over Sun City. Anyone from Phoenix knows. Sure, all the old folks will be happy to hear us. And the sounds of freedom. We got Luke right over there. A little bit sharper than what I wanted to, but that's okay. Unconventional as fuck, boy. Sierra 1254 on the ground. Go ahead and just let her roll. Go ahead and put those flaps back up. Go ahead and just do a nice little roll here. She keeps wanting to constantly roll to the right there. Copy that. Alright, I'm not going to spare you guys sitting there and going through the whole taxiway. We'll just be able to go park right over there. Sometimes ATC is a little fucky that way. Ooh, another thing we will go ahead and do is we're going to make sure that our nose wheel steering is set to high. So this way that can start helping us out there just a little bit more with turning. Go and just be a little bit more careful with her there. As you see, we're flying full stealth, no recognition lights or nothing. Alright, we're going to go ahead and park her there for right now. Go ahead and face in that nice little sunset there. I know we should be parking all the way back to General Aviation, but they can fuck off. We're parking here. Alright, it's very simple for shutdown. Go ahead and make sure that that is good. We're going to go ahead and make sure that our fuel cutoff is on for both of our throttles. And she'll slowly start to spool down. And fucking... minutes. Short by 10 minutes. That's why she didn't give it to me. I was curious. I was like, why didn't it pop up with a little achievement or anything? Short by 10 minutes. How did it not determine? So strange. If I just would have flown just for 10 more minutes, would have got her. Well, you know what? That is okay. This whole flight was all about this right here. Sucks that I didn't get it officially, but what are you going to do? I mean, there's no going back now. You can't reverse the speedometer here and go back in time. So it is what it is. I'm short by about 9 minutes or so. So by the time you guys see the next video or showcase or sortie, I'll definitely be having more than 50 hours. But I really appreciate everyone for joining me for my 49 hours and 51 minutes of flight spectacular here. We'll go ahead and we'll do a quick little shutdown. Engines already spooling down. Engines 1 and 2 are good. Shutdown is looking positive for RPMs and temp. NOS 1 is down. 2 is spooling down. Don't know why that's still lighting up. That's so weird. Okay, there she goes. That is good. We're going to go ahead and shut down all of our lights, and then we should be good to go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. So unfortunate that she did not give it to me. Just short, just shy. But what are you going to do? Thank you guys so much for joining me for today's video. It was really fun. I love sitting there and doing those carry launches. Like I mentioned before, it has been a while since I've flown in her. So this is like my Tomcat, you know, jumping back in her and getting the feel for her and dusting off the old dust off the old brain there. But it was fun jumping back into her. Although I'm starting to like a hell of a lot more all the other aircraft that we have to offer. So like I mentioned before, if you guys like this type of content, go ahead and check it out on the channel. We have many of aircraft to check out. Trying to get the full F series, but for right now, this is what we got. Go ahead and check her out. Thank you guys so much for joining me on today's sortie. And like I mentioned, fucking rock on, buckle up, and hopefully Peach will be back. Peach, where are you, you son of a bitch?